right now. Right there, and sometimes we can get close enough to the radar, we can see if there's any debris signature, and I'm not necessarily seeing that right now. But again, we are seeing the possibility of a tornado in northern Graves County and southern McCracken County, downtown Paducah, right along the riverfront, north of this warning. It's on the south side of Paducah as we continue with this storm moving off to the east. We're going to zoom into a couple of areas to get closer track on this storm to kind of get an idea of some of the roadways that may be impacted by this storm. You can see Highway 45, that's where the storm is crossing right now. Highway 45 in southern McCracken County and northern Graves County. You can also see 348 and 994. That's where this is headed as well. We've got that possible tornado moving into this general area. Reedland, this is going to be staying, the rotation is going to be headed towards the south side of that area, and also Calvert City, if it holds together, it'll be moving into your neck of the woods. So a lot of people out there probably hearing the thunder and lightning, wonder what's going on. Are they in any danger? We'll put the lightning display on here as well to let you see lots of lightning with this line, but it is fast progression, is moving out of the area here very, very quickly. You can see most of southern Illinois is just about in the clear, and this storm should stay south of southern Illinois. We're going to get these storms out of southern Illinois here shortly. So I think that a good bit of southern Illinois will be dropped from the tornado watch as well. For northwestern Tennessee, I'm getting a lot of calls about, not calls, but Facebook posts about Union City, wondering about that area. It looks like the worst of it is off to your east. I am watching this storm to the south, but its movement should stay south of Union City. Also, flash flood warnings out for Bullinger County, also Wayne County and Carter County. And I did get a report that in the National Weather Service chat room at the Tom Sauk Reservoir, now that big reservoir up on top of the ridge there in the Ozarks, we're seeing water spilling over the top of that. They're not a concern for it. They don't think anything's in danger of happening, but there is water that's coming over the top. So they're issuing aerial flood warnings for areas around the Black River. Expect the Black River to come up shortly as that water drains out. So low water bridge crossings, especially along the East Fork of the Black River, could be a concern. We've trimmed back that tornado warning just a tad. Let's kind of zoom in here in just a second, and I'm going to leave it on the radar. Again, we've got a possible tornado right here in southern McCracken County and northern Graves County. I'm going to take another look at the National Weather Service chat room and see if there's any reports in that area. We just kind of see still a radar indicated tornado in northern Graves County, right along basically the Graves and McCracken County line. And again, they still have it moving east at 30 miles per hour. And I'm taking a look at some other sources here as well to see if I can pick up any signs of any debris aloft. I know we didn't see it, any debris on First Alert Doppler Network, but I'm on another source right now where I can look a little higher in the sky to see what's going on, to see if I can see a better indication of where that possible tornado is. And I can see that definite little kink, especially as you go up in the atmosphere. So this tornado, or possible tornado, is pretty close to Fremont right now, and that is just to the southeast of Lone Oak. So we're talking about Fremont, just south of that. You see the Husband Road there, south of Paducah, is where we're seeing that possible tornado right now. And it continues to wrap up. It is near the Freeman area in western Kentucky. And I am not seeing any true signs of debris with this. So this is definitely some good news. I'm just trying to get another motion on this storm from another source as well to make sure we get, yeah, we're still moving off to the east-northeast at about 50 miles per hour. So there's that possible tornado. We can kind of see what we call the inflow notch on the reflectivity. Let me step back in front of the camera here, and I'll show you. Right here is where we're talking about that possible tornado. You can see that notch that's coming in, and that's where the wind is wrapping around the possible rotation, and it's just to the east of 348 right now. We'll take a look at the winds inside the storm, and you can see here, you can kind of see this kink right here. That's what we're talking about, the possible tornado on radar. And again, this is a very interesting atmosphere to where we could see tornadoes produce pretty rapidly under certain circumstances. And there's the possible wrapping up. You can see that bright green going towards the radar, the red going away from the radar. That's the kink that we were watching earlier, and that's pretty much in extreme southern McCracken County. Let's back things up. I'm going to put a storm track on this storm at about 50 miles per hour. I know the radar or the National Weather Service is in their warning saying it's moving at 30 miles per hour. However, the actual storm itself, from what I looked at earlier, it appears as though it was moving a little faster than that. So worst case scenario, you just get a little earlier warning, and there's nothing bad about getting an early warning. So let's kind of boost this off to the east, and we're going to try and go an hour. We can't quite go an hour because I need to back up even more. Again, this is really, really moving fast. So again, these are some of the areas that will be impacted by this storm over the next hour. This will likely be moving out of the heartland as we head towards 2:33 o'clock in the morning. But there's that possible tornado that we're talking about that's located just south of Paducah is where we're seeing that possible rotation. So the city itself of Paducah, this storm is staying to your south right now. And we just got an update, so I want to zoom back in to see if we got a new velocity update as well, because we are seeing the possibility. Again, this is a radar indicated tornado. I haven't had any ground truth to it. I didn't see any debris signatures on it. So we'll take a look at the scope inside here and see what's going on. Still seeing a little indication. I'm going to back up just a little bit more so I can get the whole storm in the scope. We're going to back up just a little bit as this storm again is racing off to the east. It's quickly moving out of the warning right now. We'll pan things back to the south and west, and then we'll take a look at the scope inside of the storm again. And this is just to the south of Reedland now is where we're seeing that possible tornado. And we're not seeing a true, really good couplet right now. So hopefully this is just turning into some gusty winds and the tornado threat is diminishing. But again, if you're just tuning in, if you're wondering what's going on, we do have a tornado warning out for southern McCracken County and extreme northeastern Graves County. Not seeing any huge indication of a significant tornado out there right now. But we are also watching a couple of other storms to the south of Union City and another one moving towards Murray. Again, this activity is not overly impressive right now, but it is producing an awful lot of lightning. We can put that on here. We'll take the lightning display, and you can see that I know a lot of folks are hearing the thunder and light and seeing the lightning, but you can see that for the majority of the heartland, things are beginning to improve. And again, we have no Missouri counties in the tornado watch right now. We have western Kentucky in the tornado watch, northwestern Tennessee, and parts of southern Illinois. I would imagine the southern Illinois counties that you see here will be dropped very shortly as that line has moved out of the area. Also, Mississippi County, I said no Missouri counties. I misspoke. Officially, Mississippi County is still in the watch. And I put that out on Facebook as well. But when you look at the radar, the storms are out of Mississippi County. I imagine it will be dropped very, very rapidly. So again, tornado warning out right now for McCracken County and Graves County for a possible radar indicated tornado. Again, I haven't seen any ground truth to this. I'm going to walk away from the radar here for just a second and take a couple of other glances at another source that I have to look all the way up through the storm, because we're not seeing a lot of rotation at the surface right now. So let me kind of look at the storm, and I'm going to kind of tell you what I'm seeing. I see a very strong indication of a downburst wind near Fremont. I am not seeing much in the way of tight rotation right now. And we're just looking at some different sources here. Our old source that we used to look at, which we called the Titan radar, we've replaced it with another type of radar, and I can scope all the way up through the storm to see if I can see what's going on at different levels of the atmosphere. And there is...
and that warning was actually just dropped, Grant.
So the tornado warning was just dropped. Yeah, and what we're seeing, that's Lisa, she's just joining us as well. We are not seeing any really good signs of rotation. We did briefly, there was a little kink on the nose. What had happened earlier, right as it was moving into McCracken County, when it was back here, there was a little notch that had formed on the front end of a bow echo. And a lot of times when that happens, the reflectivity is showing a tornado before the velocity can show it. So we may have had a brief touchdown. I haven't had any ground truth to this, though. But as it's moved off to the east, you can see it has weakened significantly, and the warning has been dropped. With that said, we still have the tornado watch out for Western Kentucky. We still could get a couple of more warnings before the evening is over. The evening is over. We're in the morning hours now. So we're going to be sitting here. We're going to track this for you. Again, this activity is going to be out of the area in about an hour based on the current speed right now. And then the threat will be over for everybody. So again, we've got our eyes on the radar. If we see anything else that is severe, we'll jump right in. But for right now, we're going to toss it back to the regular program.